round one bye. So they've played the tournament from start to finish, 8 weeks of regular season, 4 to get to the finals, and now 1 more to finish the job. It's a best of 7 to crown our West champ.
One must wonder, though. Of course, these two teams, they have not faced each other in the main season. It is not to say that Cali connections have not necessarily found themselves with a decent opposition up until this point. They might have dropped the ball a couple of times too many in the league season, but it is here where it matters in the playoffs, and Quartz Hill so close to the opener. A great shot turned away by Exiled, and Extreme to Wins is going to clear the line.
And this fill-up process restarts with every single kickoff, but this time it could be deadly if you're inaccurate with your touches, if you're not where you need to be. So rotations need to be tightened, accuracy on point, especially with the grand finals. The bar is higher and higher by the frame in game. J-Spec cannot control the ball, and that misses them a chance at the net. Ruben does not connect either, and that's 2 whiffs in a row for the offense. A dunk will finish the trifecta, and now it's Centauri in the offense. Loses the ball immediately. J-Spec with the beater back, but he won't go for long. Nice. Bounces over the bar. Shot on target. 3-point pass and play. Quartz Hill early on top.
1v1. Mano el mano. Ruben off the backboard. Beautiful. Husk beating his own teammate out the way. Feeling confident and managing to find that bottom corner as well. A lovely bit of placement. And Quartz Hill take the lead.
That's a great way to start the grand finals. And it's paid off in great ways for our 8 grand finalists so far, at least the last 6. Let's see what the rest of the road looks like for the West region of the major. The fall coming to a close. Join us for the spring. Next time we're live, Homeroom should be back, and plenty of titles for you to enjoy. This time we're looking to see who joins us in Nationals. Quartz Hill 1 step closer. That goal could be the only one out the meeting as they lead in Game 1 Extreme. Trying to erase that lead immediately. Shot will be wide. Yeet will try to put it on target. Very weak shot. It will be put to the side, deflected with no problem. 50 towards the net, actually away from the net towards the corner. And these touches are not threatening towards the net, but it's definitely annoying to play against because the pressure is building and building.
Pokes and prods, they need a knife. Quite frankly, they need to be incisive. Like that, it's another 1v1, and once again it's the attacking Quartz Hill player that finds themselves in the driver's seat. So much more confidence. An early lift completely catches Yeet out, and that lead is doubled. I think they're well worth it, Mitch.
Yeah, caught out is 100% correct, and it's Captain J-Spec who puts this one for insurance. And you'd be surprised to hear that they're the captain, and they're also the lowest ranked player in the team at GC1. It's all because of leadership. We saw it. We talked to the schools beforehand, and it's that attitude that keeps everybody in check, that lets everybody play their part and make sure that everybody leaves their head when they need to. And the comms are high, the spirits are high, and everything. But confusion happens on the field. Maybe, just maybe, J-Spec needs to play for Centauri because confusion is playing their side of the field.
You don't need to be the best player to know what you're talking about. Just look towards us two. And look towards most commentators in the industry. Honestly, talking about the play itself, it's just one of those challenges where Quartz Hill is in the perfect place to capitalize on Centauri being completely out of place. And sadly for Centauri, for Cali Connections, this does look like a first versus third matchup. They might have been the champions a year ago, Mitch, but that means nothing when the High School Esports League, that strength in depth continues to evolve.
Yeah, and Continuum just on a roll this entire year, only dropping 1 game throughout the playoff run, and during the semis, 8-0 undefeated throughout their campaign. Recently featured in the Los Angeles Times, so tell me that they're not feeling themselves. Quartz Hill is ready to stroll right through Centauri. It just means that you're going to have to do it in 4, this time with 3 goals on the board. That one, almost a getaway one from Centauri, will go wide and out. Ruben from the heavens, just lurking behind the ball, steals the boost, actually retreats from the action before anything creepy happens. And now it's Orange's chance to build something, but those U-turns are getting the best of the defense. Centauri cannot even get 2 or 3 touches without somebody challenging for the ball.
I wouldn't mind it so much if 60% of their transitional play, Cali connections, was good. But sadly for them, they are struggling to get out of their own half. They don't just seem to lack creativity in front of net, but Quartz Hill have them penned in. It's like a zookeeper tending to his animals right now. It's not exactly the best metaphor that I want to use, but it's very accurate for this particular situation.
And 3-0, that accuracy is gonna get to you. Quartz Hill playing very comfortably around the pitch. They lose possession, they regroup, they rotate properly, and they attack yet again. They are expecting to get the ball back. It's not like they are rushing to anything to see they can break up the offense. They just know that they're gonna see the marble one more time, and that's because Centauri is not being accurate, and that's also gonna be detrimental to any type of possession. Quartz Hill cruises right through. It's a breeze. 1-0 lead in the grand finals with very little resistance from the former champs.
That was the most administrative game I think I've seen in the grand finals tonight. Again, I don't want to give too much disrespect to Cali Connections, especially since they've got such a great history with HSEL. But that was so easy. They like a newborn puppy. They rolled over and they had their belly tickled, and nobody was none the wiser for it. It was so simple for Quartz Hill. So, 2 1v1s in particular. They only needed one of those 1v1s to actually win the game.
Yeah, puppy talk included. Let's see if Centauri has that dog in him, because they're gonna need to come back at least a very small one, tie the series up, and then try to get the lead, because the series is not over. It's actually a very long one ahead of them, so plenty of chances to bounce back. But if you drop the very first meeting, Game 2 is the place to restart, reset that mentality. Short-term memory has been a hot topic all throughout the broadcast, especially in the grand finals. There are no redos, single elim, no second lives. You need to wake up right now. You need to show them why you got here, despite being the 3rd seed. And that should be a compliment. You got here as the 3rd seed. It makes sense. It's not like you are worlds apart. You're right next to the best of the best. And it's just a matter of focusing that energy and bringing your best game against Continuum, because they are playing such a great effort of Rocket League, and it really shows that Quartz Hill is a very well together put team. As a unit, they know their RLCS, they know their history. We got Husk, who's a V1 fan, Captain J-Spec, who's an Abject and Garnet fan. Let's talk about Extreme. I'm a fan of them. They strike first, and maybe this is the key to victory.
It's Route 1 Rocket League at its finest. Extreme to wins, just waiting for that pass delivered on a plate. All they got to do is get a touch on target, and they find themselves 1-0 up within 11 seconds. Look, Centauri. Was it that hard? Really? Well, now you got to defend, and Extreme 2 wins does pretty well on that near post. That said, Quartz Hill continuing to try and maintain some sort of presence in the opposition third. They'll return there momentarily through the efforts of Ruben. Met in the air, and that's a double demo, which definitely benefits the Centauri. Exile all on his lonesome, but that sadly was a little too short for his liking.
Oh, this lead though is giving the former national champs to get a sigh of relief in before they proceed. Finally, they're leading. Finally, they got something going. As soon as I say that, a wave that could have been crucial for a tie ball game goes by, and Quartz Hill cannot capitalize on it right through the tires. They're holding on for the time being. What Centauri would very much like a little bit of insurance.
You know what? I was going to say, having scored, I wouldn't mind if the Centauri just focus on their defense from here on out. Now they got a 2-goal margin, and J-Spec dilly-dallying on the ball. Yeet living up to his alias and, well, yeeting it into the back of the net. A true pickpocket in the final third. No way. Where was this? Where was this in game 1?
Oh, man, and that just sucks. I wish I had better words to describe it, but one slips by, that's fine. Good play. We messed up defensively. Second one, I was too patient. I didn't rush up right. I'll fix it. Third one being a kickoff goal, That's just a punch in the gut. That makes you feel like you have lost all control. Regroup in the middle of the game. You might as well lose it and let the series get tied up. But you need to regroup before you proceed, or else you're going to start panicking, rushing, and whiffing, most importantly. And Centauri has been taking advantage of just that in game 2.
Quartz Hill have been shell-shocked. And this new look, Cali Connection style, is undoing anything, really, that Quartz Hill found success with in game number 1. Remember all those times where they could just lurk in front of the orange net and eventually pass, or 1v1 their way to victory? No longer. These clearances from Centauri making the difference. Look at Exiled again, just going straight over the top of J-Spec's head. The follow-up challenge ends up neutral. They end up winning the third-party challenge, and all of this time being burned off the clock, Mitch, it just further cements Cali Connections with a great lead.
I still cannot believe that we just flipped the script. We had a 3-0 scoreline, and now we go all the way around. What can happen in the second half of the game? It seemed easy in game 1, but now it seems easier in game 2. Are you kidding me? The hat trick for Yeet. What is going on defensively for Quartz Hill?
I look away for 1 second and I'm like, wait a second, wasn't the ball going away from the blue net? I completely missed Yeet. So fast. It's a loose ball. It's awaiting its destination, and the interception is made before anybody knows the wiser. It's a hat trick for Yeet, and the Centauri continue to go, I should say, from strength to strength.
I was just talking about the second half of the game and what it meant for Quartz Hill when it came to resetting that mentality. And this fourth goal is not helping whatsoever, especially when it comes right in the middle of the meeting. 4-0. And that is a shocker of a scoreline after winning 3-0 yourselves. Are you kidding me, Centauri? Is this the best possible start after getting beaten, battled, and bruised to start the grand finals? It's just a matter of holding on to that. J-Spec will get one maybe for the road, but it's a great way to start a comeback if there are any.
Yeah, Yeet was hoping to find someone there, but sadly, the someone that he was intending to find was rooted to the ground. I don't know whether it was for lack of boost or whether it was a lack of communication. Either way, it does give Quartz Hill something to hang on to in this final 2 minutes.
Another kickoff goal would have been nice, but instead it's Centauri who just pushes and pushes and pushes. They will think later Exiles will stay grounded. Extreme will go, put it towards the backboard. Great touch for the clearance. Yeet will get a demo on Husk. And now the pressure starts to build. Another one from Exile, and they're starting to erase blue players by the frame. Great touch, he intercepted by the captain themselves, Ruben. A witness from behind, Husk with a dunk to cut the lead in half with 90 seconds on the clock. It's becoming very doable, Relic.
This one a little bit more unfortunate because Yeet had just started his journey to go for boost when that challenge was being made. So Husk ultimately does what he can do there in that position, win the challenge. Fortuitous that it ends up on target, but that little string of hope that Quartz Hill had, it's starting to grow in the minds of the Centauri. That's 2 goals back. Can they find another?
I want to see Ruben show up and pop off. They are the highest ranked player in the Continuum Team SSL, to no surprise, getting thousands upon thousands of dollars in collegiate offers. You love to see it. That's what the HSEL is for, to build your career, to balance your studies with your professional future. And Ruben can do exactly just that with a victory. Oscar, are you kidding me? Ruben is showing up.
I mean, it all stems from the solo standard special, the triple commit. Cali Connections pulled apart, the pass to pass into the net. Husk finishing it off. This 4-goal advantage is being whittled away at a scary rate.
3 unanswered. Ruben, SSL Magic gets a 50 towards the corner and actually stay behind it, whiffs the ball and takes Husk out of the equation in the process. 30 ticks to go.
Clearance for the Centauri. Yeet.
Wow.
Oh, trying to drop it underneath Ruben, who adjusted his car beautifully. Had that adjustment not been made, the Centauri can breathe a sigh of relief. Ruben going straight for net. Not going to find it. Exiled with the save. Double commit in the midfield. Loose. Yeet Oh, straight to Husk. That's on target. 2 back in town to make the save. Out to the midfield. And that might just buy enough time, especially with Yeet chasing, to make the difference. Another challenge fast on the scene. Cali Connections looking for their first win. Backboard. Yeet spikes it. And it's a tie series, but that was dangerous. That was scary.
Quartz will do their thing. They've been doing it all season long. That's why they're the #1 seed, because they are relentless. And if you allow them the slightest chance of hope, they'll take it. What a 50 as neutral as it gets. It was just 50.1 though from the defense. They'll survive this advance.
Oh, that's a nice flick over one Husk. But Exiled was there. Extreme 2 wins was there. And so that response is made from the Centauri. Although that said, they kind of fumbled the ball here. Double commit. And it hits the halfway line, but they're allowing Quartz Hill further and further up the pitch. That's a much better clearance. Gives them a bit of time. If they were lacking boost, they can find the pads. And now forward, maybe looking for a bit more here. J-Spect picks it up, goes infield. There's Yeet. A little bit too far back, I think, for my liking, for his liking as well. And J-Spec completely misses the ball. Whippington Central, it appears we've arrived at, Mitch, where neither team too confident in anything that they're doing.
The match is so good that we forgot we were out of Sweep City, by the way.
Yeah.
Two to open us up, and then back-to-back series tied at 1. Let's see, though, if Centauri can go 4 straight. I bet they would love to. Oh, what a save by Husk! Channeling their inner V1 as they're trying to stay alive. Still Guzek's on the board. They would like to strike first. Quartz Hill, though, still being pressured. They're trying to crawl out from their own, and Extreme will put it back into the middle of the box. Denied from the backboard. 2 minutes on the clock.
Demo in the midfield. Yeet on Ruben allows the Centauri to, again, buy themselves some time and reset from square one. J-Spect wants none of it, and it forces Extreme 2 wins up, burning all of his boost. A miss there on the wall. It's Yeet forward, 100 boost backboard, and that should have been a goal. It isn't.
How? I'll ask as many times as needed until I get an answer. You can double commit, it's fine. We are humans, but if we both go, please someone hit it. No one did, and the one who did put it wide. It's in more of a clear than a shot, and that will give Quartz Hill a chance to draw first blood. They very much like to, but they won't. Exiled from a tough angle will get the lead for Centauri.
How'd you put this one away, but you could have put the earlier chance to bed? Doesn't matter. At least you did get that go-ahead goal in the end. And it was a lovely play around the corner. Excellent communication between the two. They have been threatening this all throughout Game 3. And Quartz Hill, much in the same way as David Thibodeau in our last series with the Southern Conference. They had that excellent Game 1, but they seem to have run out of ideas.
This is the latest we've seen the first score of the meeting come through. 60 ticks to go, and this might be the sole score as well if Quartz Hill can now find the bottom of the net. Great touch to get past one defender. Ruben pushes a little bit too much. Empty backfield. Can they cut in for the touch? Extreme Wins does not like that plan. The idea is crushed from the get-go. 2-0 Centauri.
I'm sorry, but you've got two. You can see each other, right? You're talking to each other, right? Why did you both move up at the same time when it was clear that the ball was going to be intercepted? A bizarre lack of communication from Quartz Hill. And listen, not that Cali Connections are going to be complaining whatsoever. They're loving life. 2-0 lead, 35 seconds left. Their task is clear.
The Cali Grand Finals are heating up, and Quartz Hill doing the exact opposite, cooling down. They seem like they've lost their groove, and this pull shot is just adding insult to injury. It was a traffic jam right next to the box that will add another one to Centauri's tally.
Forget the groove, they're feeling blues. Forget the groove, they've practically been derailed from a team